Look at this seedling pushing its way up through the dark soil. When a marriage is damaged by betrayal, addiction, or years of poor communication, many couples try to fix it by acting like construction workers. They try to tear everything down to the studs and quickly rebuild the relationship over a weekend. That human hearts do not work like 2x4s. A marriage heals like a garden. A gardener knows they cannot force a seed to sprout on demand. They cannot demand fruit before roots have had time to form. Instead, they prepare the ground, respect the seasons, and put in consistent daily care. So we are going to start tending your soil right now. Go ahead and grab a pen and a piece of blank paper. I'll wait a second. By the time we finish this short exercise, you are going to walk away with a written, highly specific protocol. You will know exactly how to stop doing cyclical damage during your next argument, and you will have planted your very first seed of actual trust. Step 1. Write down a single common intrusive thought you have about your marriage or your own personal worth. It might be something like, I am a failure, or things will never improve. Write it at the top of the page. We have to identify that thought because emotions do not simply happen to us randomly. Our brains latch on to a specific intrusive thought, and that thought actively manufactures feelings of sadness, shame, or intense fear. Here is the hardest lesson in marriage repair. You cannot tend your spouse's soil. You cannot force them to be accountable, you cannot make them humble, and you cannot heal their trauma for them. You only have stewardship over your own heart. So take your pen and draw a heavy line straight through that intrusive thought you wrote down. Right next to it, write down one grounding truth about your divine identity or your capacity to grow. That single act of managing your internal environment is the prerequisite to everything else we are about to do. Healthy, resilient relationships only grow between two emotionally regulated people. Look at this diagram. The red block at the top represents physical intimacy. Couples often use physical connection to bridge deep emotional injuries. Without a solid base, that top layer cannot hold the weight and collapses. Real intimacy grows strictly from the bottom up. The absolute base of the structure is safety and courage. That means both partners feel emotionally secure enough to be vulnerable without fear of attack. Once you have safety, you can stack the next layers. You build verbal intimacy by speaking kindly, cognitive intimacy by sharing ideas, emotional intimacy by processing the past with empathy, then psychological and spiritual intimacy. Look at your paper and ask yourself honestly where your relationship currently sits on this structure. Once you find that level, consciously lower your immediate expectations to match it. If you are struggling with safety, do not demand emotional or physical intimacy today. If you try to skip the bottom layers, the structure fails. You must master basic emotional safety before you can successfully expect romance to return. Now that you know where you are starting, we have to protect the environment. Even the healthiest, most vibrant seedlings will quickly wither and die if they are constantly exposed to harsh, unforgiving weather conditions. This list shows common relationship weeds that rapidly destroy safety: defensiveness, contempt, gaslighting, sarcasm, blame. These behaviors choke out any chance for a healthy conversation. Look at that list. Pick the specific weed that you personally bring into your relationship most often and write it down on your paper. Below that weed, I want you to write out this non-negotiable boundary. If the spirit is absent, I will stop talking. Walking away from a heated argument is not a tactic to punish your spouse or avoid the issue. Instead, it is a critical protective mechanism. You are stepping out of the greenhouse before your words cause unnecessary injury to the root system. Now we will put that boundary into a repeatable system. We call it the DPAR framework. This is a mechanical, step-by-step response you will use the next time conflict flares up. Here is our 4-part matrix. Step 1 is discover. Write down the exact trigger that usually floods your nervous system. Maybe it is a specific tone of voice or a conversation about finances late at night. Step 2 is plan. Write down one specific, healthy action you will take the moment that exact trigger occurs. An excellent plan is simply stating, I am becoming emotionally flooded. I need 15 minutes to regulate. and then physically stepping away to a quiet room to pray and calm your breathing. Step 3 is act. Commit to yourself right now that you will execute this exact plan the very next time an argument starts. No exceptions. Finally, step 4 is reflect. Leave a blank space at the bottom of your paper. After you actually test this protocol in real life, come back and write down what you learned about yourself in the process. Implementing this protocol will feel incredibly awkward. Stopping an argument mid-sentence and walking away to pray feels mechanical, and it does not feel romantic at all. But emotional regulation is a skill you practice intentionally. Following this written plan is the exact tool you need to stop the cycle of damage in real time. Look at the paper in your hands. You now have a very tangible, customized defense mechanism ready for the next conflict. You have officially prepared your soil. Stop looking for massive overnight miracles that fix everything at once. Instead, watch this flower open and begin noticing the blooms in your home. A bloom is a tiny behavioral shift. It is stopping a fight before voices get raised. It is an apology that happens 5 minutes faster than it did last month. It is one calm, completely honest conversation. If you are ready to keep cultivating these skills, click the link on your screen to join the Marriage Repair Workshop at Life Changing Services. Trust is rebuilt through hundreds of these small experiences. When you combine consistent, faithful effort with the Savior's healing power, even a garden that has been severely damaged by storms will eventually bloom again.